Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with another edition of This Week in Kyrix. Today is Wednesday, March 3rd, 2015. And it's been kind of a busy week for me. I mean, I've had a lot to do. I had a Star Trek tournament, which I placed 5th in on Saturday. I purchased another USS Defiant for Star Trek, in fact. And when it gets here, I have plans to start up a small Battle Royale tournament event where my players get the chance to play for it and win it, hopefully. Well, not hopefully. One of them's definitely going to win it. The question is which one? I have no idea. And you know what? I personally don't care. Because I'm not playing for it. I have my Defiant. I could have kept this thing, but I wanted to get it to the players to entice them that, hey, this is a thing you can do, you know? Deep water? Deep water, yep. Well, deep-ish. No Heroclix tournament this week, and it's been kind of hectic. I've had all sorts of bills to pay. Yesterday was rent day. And I've gotten so much done, actually. I've got a lot done. Chocobo Racing is all but done. There's still a few things left to do. I've completed both of the story mode runs that I'm going to do, on camera anyway. I still have to beat the game another 7 or 8 times, maybe even 9. It's kind of extensive to unlock every single character. It'll basically take me a couple hours to do. So where am I going exactly? I'm all the way over here. What's this? What kind of terrain is this here? Let's see. Is it lava or something? And I suppose it could be and all, but anyway, so Chocobo Dungeon is near an end. Honestly, it shouldn't take me more than a couple days when I actually sit down and do it. Which admittedly might take me a little while. Oh, wow, it actually is lava. Well, what do you know? Hello, little pig. So, that's almost done. I've got Asia Dreams to work on. I've got Chocobo's Dungeon 2 to work on. So many things going on. And you know what? All of them are kind of a big deal. But here's the biggest thing. Me and my friend Sammy and her boyfriend or roommate or whatever, I don't know much about him personally, but we have recorded some blind Let's Watches with My Little Pony. That's right, I've got more victims. We've done all the way up to episode 11 of season 1, so it's been a busy day for them. Yesterday, I believe, is when it was that we did the original Gen 1 movie and the first season premiere, which was a 2-parter. And today, well, yesterday technically, we went through, oh god, pumpkins. We went through all of, we went through we went through episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we stopped for the night because, hey, you gotta sleep sometime, you know? But aside from that, there's been quite a bit going on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some Star Trek, you know. I've been sorting all of my various cards into folders, like I've been sorting my my Dragon Ball Z cards, which right now, I think there's only 2 sets in existence. But one of the sets is really two sets. There's the starter deck, and then there's the first set, and then I think the second set's called Heroes and Villains. And I've sorted the starter deck cards into a thing, and I've sorted the other ones into another folder, mini folder that is. And I'm trying to find my fourth box, my fourth starter deck box of Dragon Ball Z, because that's where the rest of my cards are, and I'm a little concerned that I don't have them. I'm not concerned that I didn't bring them, because I know I did, because they were originally, when we were moving, they were out in the living room on top of the couch. Well, they got tossed in boxes along with every other thing in there. Oh shit. Have I? No, I haven't. Oh dear. So much to explore. But is there really? But anyway, wow, there really isn't much to explore down here. Sure as hell was a lot of lava. Oh dear. Let's see. I have the light gray wool. Don't need. I don't need to be burnt to death by lava. That's what I don't need. Okay, what was I? Anyway, yeah. Somewhere in this house, in one of these boxes, somewhere are the rest of my Dragon Ball Z cards, and I will find them eventually. How eventually? Well, that part's up for grabs. No one really knows for sure. But eventually. Oh dear. What else we got? Ooh, string, so much string. So where in the world am I anyway? Oh dear, I'm all the way up there, it seems. Speaking of up there, look what we have here. But what was I thinking about? I was discussing a thing, and then I lost all track of what I was saying and doing. And that well, yeah, I'll eventually find those Dragon Ball Z cards. And if I don't, well, then I don't have a red deck anymore, or Frieza. So, but things have been going good. I was supposed to have another co-commentary with a couple guys that I've been working with lately, which, well, the video's up now. I guess I can say it, with Aizen and Bohemian. We were supposed to do Mega Man Unlimited Friday and then Sunday, because Friday something came up and Sunday something came up as well. In this case, the something that came up was that his internet decided that he could go fuck himself, you know? It's like, nope, you're not getting internet stuff today. We tried like four times to get on Skype for a big conference call thing to do this work together, and his internet just wasn't having it, so he just, as he put it, he's not even angry anymore. He's hit that stage beyond anger where there's just like depression that it's not going his way. So we kind of dropped it for that time. Hopefully, by next Friday, it'll come up again and we can actually get his computer to cooperate with us. Because I'm looking forward to doing all this stuff, you know? I mean, I got into this line of work, so to speak, to do exactly what I'm doing now, which is do co-commentary with some guys, some friends, you know? I mean, I can do stuff on my own, there's nothing stopping me, but it's just not as much fun, and it never will be. I mean, as a whole, there's probably a couple projects that's better to do alone, but as a whole, I would rather do just the shittiest group project in the world than to do the best solo project I could do. Just because it's more fun, because I get to interact with people. Like, you haven't really... It hasn't, other than a single post that I've done of the Resident Evil 6 LP, the co-op of me doing the Leon campaign with one of my best friends. He and I, in that video, it's like 2 minutes long, but we... And keep in mind, he's never done the recording thing like I do. It's never been a thing for him. So, it's completely out of his element that he's doing it, but he's doing it anyway. And as he's doing it, just because we have this banter chemistry, that we've known each other forever, and we get along so well, and we know how to bullshit with each other, because of this, it is just the greatest thing. Here, have some apples. I can sign you to the void. Here, have an egg. I can sign you to the void as well. Goodbye, bread. But anyway, because we have this great chemistry, it's just so much fun to record our lines together, and so much fun to listen to, because it's just a natural conversation we're having. Whereas Anubis, it's all you can do to get him to talk, and I got nothing against him, and I do like doing the gaming part with him, if nothing else, because when you do get him to talk, he can be kind of snarky, and it's fun. But this was a thing where I didn't need to prompt him after the first minute or so, because he just kind of figured out what we were doing. He got into it, got into his role, so to speak, and we just had fun. We just sat here for 3 hours and bullshitted like we always do. I mean, if you were to see us, this is how we play video games together. This is how we've always played video games together. And there's just so much of that visible chemistry in just that 2 minutes of footage, and it's just a blast. And that's what I like about the other thing, the co-commentary. And even with Anubis, which, and I don't say this as a particular criticism to him, but out of the various co-commentary things I've done, he has had the least chemistry, and it was still more fun than doing it solo. Even though it was a logistical nightmare getting us close enough to the microphones, but not so much so that we just crowded into each other, you know? I wonder, is this a thing I could do? But, I mean, for example, I actually have to get him over here in the next couple days to start working on Resident Evil 5 again, because that's a thing. And I gotta get my other friend back over here to start working on Resident Evil 6 some more. And thankfully, I actually have some good controllers now, so that we can make this a thing. And both use good controllers instead of shitty ones. And let me tell you, I'm going to be paying for those damn controllers in more ways than one. I really am. I just know it. But it'll be worth it, because we can do real good stuff with them. Oh, damn, that's almost bad. You right, Kisa? But yeah, we can do Resident Evil 5, we do Resident Evil 6. Apparently, and this is something that just absolutely excites me, apparently there is a Resident Evil Revelations 2. And it's going to be a weekly episodic thing And once they're all released, it's going to be one big release that's just everything, and I want it. Because, as some of you may know, I had a lot of fun with Resident Evil Revelations. I love the Resident Evil series. I love most of the games. It's a fairly well-known fact that I despise Code Veronica with every fiber of my being. And I'm not that crazy about Resident Evil 2, despite the fact that I did an LP of it that I've yet to release, because it's not quite done. You know, me and my silly scheduling hang-ups. But, I did start the timer, right? I assume I did with my phone. I actually did not start the timer. So you know what? We're going to assume that I've been doing this for 15 minutes. Actually, I got a better idea. I'll just play until the autosave twice. Screw the timer. This thing autosaves every half hour. We'll do it that way. I'll just make shit up to talk about. I have no idea what I'm even doing down here. But I decided I haven't really been getting much done, even though this isn't about getting anything done. So I decided I'm going to go exploring, and I'm going to go travel underground and do the shit you're supposed to do in Minecraft. Oh dear. Oh, double dear. Ah, a path. Oh, glass. Is there anything you can't do? Oh boy, time to watch this house of cards fall apart. But anyway, that's actually what I wanted to see. It's fuck gravel in all its forms. Oh, there we go. I'm freeing some more lava. So, yeah, Resident Evil Revelations 2 is a thing. I gotta finish DuckTales. Gotta finish Mannequin. I got so many projects I'm in the middle of that I need to resume, and so many more that I need to even start first, you know? Or in the case of Dead Space, restart. And you know what? I know I said I was going to do Five Nights at Freddy's, but I've seen what I think is some gameplay footage of it, because it was kind of a half-assed, humorousable Let's Play kind of thing. And if that's what it actually was, I'm really not impressed. And I don't think it's a game that I would enjoy playing. Not because it's supposed scariness, it's just the mechanics of it. I don't like them. Actually, you know what? I am going to set the timer once the autosave kicks. Okay, now. Anyway, that was that. But yeah, like I said, I want to do the Resident Evils. I somewhat have it within my means now to get PlayStation Move, so that I can get the gun controllers for the PlayStation Move, so that I can do the Chronicles games. Because I do want to try and do that, but then there's the logistics of it. Oh, I have to find my Bluetooth again, because I finally found the instructions for it, only to lose the Bluetooth itself again. But I do know it's somewhere in my room. Where is anyone's guess, but it's in here somewhere. And I'm going to test the Bluetooth out, because if I can use the Bluetooth as a microphone instead of the microphone I'm currently using, and then get a hold of someone else who has a Bluetooth and test theirs like that, if I can combine them, then I will actually get multiple Bluetooths and then try to find a way to project my recording stuff onto a television, you know, for when I have co-op events. Because there are ways to do it, because Skinner does it all the time. Not the recording stuff, just putting his stuff on there in general, you know. So I know it's something that can actually be done. I just don't know how. And again, it depends on my recording software, getting multiple microphones to register at once. And if I can do that, then I'm well on my way to doing local co-op, like Tales of Symphonia and Simpsons game and all that other shit. And by the Simpsons game, I mean the original arcade game, not the new Simpsons game, which is fun, but I've beaten it before, and there's really not much I can do for her. It wouldn't be a blind run, and it wouldn't be as fun if it's not, you know? That being said, much like the Simpsons movie, the Simpsons game is quite an experience, and I recommend you have it at least once if you like the Simpsons at all. You know, I really ought to be careful where I'm digging and how. Given all the lava that's just bubbling right under the surface here. There's really every real possibility that I could just bring a freaking volcanic river down on my head. And by the time I noticed, it'd be too late to do anything about it. So, where do I go from? Anyway, so yeah, lots of projects. Still got a lot of bills to pay. I've got to do a lot with my various credit cards and all that. Because I have drained quite a bit, but the good news is I've done so in a way that there's really not much else in the very near future that I'm going to want. That I'm going to want to spend only those cards on, you know? Like, for example, the main offender for me spending all this money was Star Trek. Well, I have nearly everything now. There's only a handful of things I still have left to get for Star Trek. And in terms of those things, it's something that a quick trip to eBay can take care of, you know? So... in addition to that, if I choose to, there we go. I see sunlight! Wow, I almost thought about drowning there, apparently. That's a lot of cobblestone. You know, just because these tools are goners anyway. Farm me some lava. Oh, actually, wait. I know there's lava nearby somewhere, I just need to find it. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Lost my train of thought again. But yeah, Star Trek was the main offender. I just have to keep current with new ships as they release, which I've been doing. Well, not that any have released, but I mean, I have them reserved. They're pretty much paid for already, at least for this month. And it's a mere factor of getting $45 every additional month to pay for the next ones. So it's not out of my means to do so, to pay for them. And again, when it comes to the newer ships, or that's the newer ships, when it comes to the remaining older ships, there isn't a lot left for me to buy. I can deal with that, you know? And then I basically just keep my credit cards paid off as I can. And eventually I will recover completely financially, you know? It's going to be a slower process given that I have very limited income for the time being. But once we get everything stabilized, I'll be good. But yeah, Heroclix is allegedly slowing down. And as fun as the game is, it's becoming troublesome to play because NECA short sells the fuck out of their sets. And it's pissing people off. The newest set, Trinity War. I didn't get my case that was ordered. You know? And we ordered some more that day, which was last Tuesday. I think I talked about how I didn't get my case, yada yada yada. And I didn't mention this on the tape, not the tape, but the recording, but something came up where I told everyone I don't see us actually getting these. You know? I really don't see that being a thing that happens. And I was told things like, oh, no, you're just worrying too much, etc. I was right. Turns out their stuff didn't update in real time, and they actually sold more than they had. So, like, well, we can't actually fulfill these orders at all. And my response to that is, what the fuck? What I think NECA needs to do is, okay, let's say, this is the example I told our judge. Let's say, for example, the next set is going to be called Wonder Woman and the Amazons, you know? Let's just say that's a set, because we haven't had an Amazon set or a Wonder Woman set yet. So, Wonder Woman and the Amazons is going to be our next set. And it's due out in December, right? So in June, they start taking orders for it before it even goes into production completely. You know, they have their prototype figs, they realize how they're going to distribute them, etc. And then they start taking orders in June. The final orders go in November, or say October, for example. And then they make them. Everyone that was ordered gets made then. And only then. And when that becomes a thing, once they have all their orders settled, then they can get to producing them, you know? And if you ordered them, you get them. If you didn't, you don't. It's that simple. That way, they have enough orders for everyone who actually paid for their shit. That's one thing that royally pisses me off, is this is not... This is something that they ordered. This isn't like, oh, here we go. Here's my autosave. And where's my phone? There's my phone. Okay, there's my 30-minute mark, more or less. This isn't like the kind of thing like, oh, I'm going into a bookstore and I'm going to pick up this book just for the hell of it because I'm here. You know, this is a case of, oh, wow, I want this, so I'm going to have them order it so that I can have it. And then they don't frickin' have it. And that's what's known in layman's terms as fucking bullshit. You know? You don't do that to your customers. Especially if they're good customers, you know? See, again, fucking bullshit. I mean, who's going to want to order from you if there's no guarantee that you'll even fulfill your order properly, right? The answer is nobody is. Because most people aren't that freaking stupid. You know, they realize, well, I'm not going to get what I paid for, so I'm not going to pay for it. You know what? They're entitled to not have to pay for something they're not going to get. And that's just... it's just so stupid to me. That any business would do something this monumentally, colossally retarded. And it is. Financially, it's a retarded system. I mean, why on earth would you ever do anything like that? I mean, it just... the whole thing just makes no sense to me. I mean, it's like they got into business, but they hate money. I mean, what kind of person are you when you get into a business like that and then don't fulfill your business requirements, you know? Hello, Kisa. Suddenly I find myself wishing I hadn't thrown all that dirt away. Please tell me there's more dirt here somewhere. But again, it's like NECA has this thing where they're just anti-money, completely anti-money. Like, they've heard the phrase, money is the root of all evil, and they actually believe it to be true. And it just makes no sense to me. I mean, if you don't like money, don't be in business, you know? And if you like money, then why the fuck are you conducting business practices the way you are? Because it's certainly not a way to get more money. So, I mean, after a point, it just gets really stupid, and you need to stop and examine what you want as a company. And there are basically two real answers to that. You either want to make money or you want to change the world for the better. And they're not mutually exclusive. You can do both. But as much as people might like to think games change the world for the better in this definition, chances are the real reason you open a gaming company is to make money. Maybe you might want to revolutionize the games industry, and you might even do it. But that's not a business plan. That's not the kind of thing you get investors for. That's not the kind of thing that generally makes people buy your product. You know what else doesn't make people buy your product? When you don't stock enough of your product to sell to the frickin' people who bought it. So that just shoots buyer confidence right in the foot. I just don't even know what to make of it half the time. I really don't. I mean, it's a stupid business practice. You'd think they'd know better by now. But they don't. And they don't seem inclined to learn their lesson in time either. And I think that might be the real tragedy of the whole thing. The fact that there's no real incentive for them to learn their fucking lesson. When in reality, it should be nothing but incentive for them to learn their lesson. So I'm finally getting this wheat shit done. So, yeah, they have no incentive to actually have good business practices, and that makes less than no sense to me, actually. We've actually gone into a sense deficit at that point. So, if you're not in business to make money, what the fuck are you in business for? And if you're in business to make money, then why aren't you fulfilling your financial obligations? Such as, you know, stocking enough inventory to fill all the orders that you've placed, or that have been placed. Now, I understand the fact that they refund the money at that point. It's like, well, we can't give you this, so we're going to give you back your money. But there's a point when it goes beyond just wanting your money back. And it works a little something like this. If I try to buy from you a product that you sell, right? Let's say that there are me and 10 other people, and I'm selling squid plushies, you know, little plush squid. For lack of anything, that's literally the first thing that popped into my head, squid plushies. Shows you how my brain works. But anyway, let's say I'm selling squid plushies, and they're good squid plushies. And all 10 of these people want to buy my squid plushies, because I have the best squid plushies in the world, and apparently it's a really niche market. But just work with me here. So anyway, all these people are like, well, Kyrix makes these awesome squid plushies, I want to buy one. So all these people start ordering my squid plushies. And I get 10 orders placed, and that's awesome because, wow, I'm going to make so much money off my squid plushies because 10 people want to buy them. Here's the problem. I only made 7 of them, you know? So I pick out 7 people. Maybe they were the first 7 to order my squid plushies. Maybe they're just the 7 people I like most, whatever. But these 7 people get my squid plushies. I take their money, and the other 3 people, I give their money back, right? So they're naturally pissed because they spent 2 or 3 weeks thinking, oh man, I'm going to get one of Kyrix's squid plushies, and it's so cute, and it's so awesome, and it's so plush, and I love it. And then they find out, nope, didn't make enough, wasn't going to make enough, didn't bother to tell you until afterwards, you know? But that's the thing, is I took 10 orders knowing that I had no intention of filling more than 7. So you know what? Let's say a year later, I make orca plushies. You know, because we're going on the sea animal plush craze here. And I make these orca plushies, and again, those same 10 people, whoops, come back, and they're like, okay, I'm going to get my orca plushie this time. And you know what? For the sake of argument, there's a forum where I'm selling these plushies, and people go on and they bitch, oh man, Kyrix didn't fill my squid plushie order, you know? But hey, these are new plushies. I've had time to consider the wrongness of my actions in not selling my plushies properly, you know? It'll be different this time. Well, these same people buy my orca plushies, but this time I only make 5 of them. So half the people who buy my plushies aren't getting them, and I promise you at least some of those people are gonna be people who didn't get their squid plushies either. Now, they hit the forums and like, dude, this guy is a real jackass. He didn't give me my squid plushie, now I didn't get my orca plushie. Or maybe it's, wow, I lucked out, I'm one of the few people who got an orca plushie. And some people are like, well, I didn't get my squid plushie, but I got the orca plushie, so at least I got that. At least he's learned his lesson a little bit. So next year, I have this adorable seal plushie. And I'm going to make 12 seal plushies. But you know what? Only 4 people are going to order them. Because they've seen that I didn't make enough squid plushies. And that I didn't tell you how many I was going to make so that you couldn't waste your time. I didn't say, first come, first serve, only 4 will be made, etc. You know? And the same thing with the orca plushies, and I made even less than those. So why even roll the dice on these seal plushies, no matter how good they look? You figure, well, if I really want the seal plushie, I can make an offer and just say, hey, to anyone who got a seal plushie, I'll give you 3 times the money if you'll sell it to me. And thus, I've created the seal plushie secondary market, so to speak. And I've lost all consumer credibility, because it doesn't matter that I have these amazingly awesome plushies, because no one wants to buy them, because, fuck, I'm not gonna fulfill that order. I've proved that a dozen times, or in this case, I proved that twice. That just because you order it and give your money and wait for 3 months is no evidence that you're going to get the plushie, or that I even intend to fulfill that order. Much less that I can. And in this case, NECA knows. And they do know. They know how many orders they can and can't fulfill. They don't tell us that. You know? They leave you with the impression that, oh, everyone who orders our miniatures is going to get them. You know, but it's not true. It's not even remotely true. NECA likes to short sell their shit so that it looks like they sell out. And I told my friend, he's like, I don't get why they do this. And I told him, I'll tell you exactly why. They would rather have 20 cases sell out and get their money for those 20 cases than to make 50 cases and sell, or make like 50,000 cases and sell all but 20 of them, you know? They'd rather have guaranteed money than make a lot more money that's a little more up in the air. And that falls under stupid business practices. Incidentally, I wish I were talented at making plushies, because now I kind of want to sell squid plushies. But hell, I don't know why I even want to bother with the squid plushies, because I can't even get people to frickin' use my Patreon. Seriously, people, with my new access to Amazon and whatnot, paying into my Patreon means that I can afford to get more games to show you. I can get new controllers, get new peripherals, maybe upgrade my laptop so I can do better recordings, get new microphones, that kind of thing. And part of it's my fault. I've only been uploading new stuff, or old stuff from before I had the Patreon. And in my new stuff, I'm not really selling it. You know, I'm not selling anyone on my Patreon, because I don't want to seem like, oh, I'm just begging for money. Come on, give me money. Patreon, woo! But I really kind of do need it, you know? I need to start including that in my messages, in my videos. Start putting in my descriptions, like, hey, this is my Patreon. If you like my videos, come pledge money. I don't even need much. At the rate I'm planning to eventually upload, and at the rate I upload now, even like $1 a video would be just the most amazing thing in the world, you know? And again, for people interested in the Patreon, my Patreon only applies right now to my Let's Plays. This Week in Kyrix will always be free. All of my Let's Watch programs will always be free. I will never charge for those. Those won't be part of the Patreon funding, you know? Because that stuff, This Week in Kyrix is something I'm going to do anyway. This isn't going to cost me a dime, other than, you know, what I normally pay for internet and electricity. And my Let's Watches, those are things I already have. It's just a matter of watching TV, so I don't feel right charging for that either. But That being said, there's lots of things for video games. Like, due to my Amscot card, I was able to get Chocobo Racing, Chocobo's Dungeon 2, Azure Dreams, and just all these great old school PlayStation games. But if I had people subscribing to me and being patrons and helping me fund this, then I would have so many more games. I'd be able to do all sorts of old school and, in some cases, obscure games, like Magic Knight Rayearth for my Saturn. And believe it or not, I own a Saturn. It doesn't come up much, and I barely touched it since I got it. Like, played it for a week, because I only had the stupid little game that came with it, some kind of Starfighter game that I wasn't even invested in, but it came with the Saturn, so why not, right? But I'll look up games for the Saturn, because it did have some good ones, I just need to find out what they are. And then I'll look up games for my Dreamcast, and I'll get my Dreamcast ready, like I'll get memory cards, I'll get better controllers, I'll get fresh plugs, that kind of thing, you know. I actually, for the moment at least, own a Wii game. It wasn't intentional. I think it was either a mistake or it was thrown as a free gift from this guy that I ordered Chocobo's Dungeon from. For all I know, the guy didn't mean to send it to me, and I have someone else's Wii game. It's Wii Play. I have no real interest in having Wii Play, but I have it, you know. And it comes with a free Wiimote, so if nothing else, I have a Wiimote for if I ever get a Wii. That's one less Wiimote that I need to buy. And assuming I don't get some kind of message on Amazon or in my email within the next month from this guy saying, hey, I accidentally sent you Wii Play, can I have it back? In which case, I'll just say, send me a shipping label and it's all yours, you know? It's not an unreasonable request that I ask him to pay his own shipping, considering it was his mistake and I never asked for it in the first place. But if after a month or so I haven't received any word, I'm just going to assume that I'm supposed to have it, and I will trade it to my friend to take some debt off, but I'm going to keep the Wiimote, you know? Because I do actually, for Fortune Street, if nothing else, intend to get a Wii. There are a couple games I can only do with a Wii, and Fortune Street's one of them. So, there's that. But yeah, back on the subject of Patreon, and the thing is, I feel like such an ass, even broaching. I feel, and there's no reason for this, it's very cruel to even say, but I feel dirty just coming up here and like, hey, can you give me $1 for every video I make? But that's the other reason is I feel like I'm begging unjustly. Like I haven't done anything to earn the right to even ask for money. And you know what? In a sense, I have, and in a sense, I also haven't, because this is a thing I make, and I'm making it for free. I'm not demanding anyone pay this for me. And even though I'm able to, I don't really monetize either, because I think everyone should have the right to just turn on YouTube or Dailymotion, depending on which channel you're on, and boot up one of my videos and watch it start to finish without any real bullshit. Maybe a little banner at the bottom. In some rare cases, YouTube will slap an ad on there without asking me, but I'm not going to put any ads myself on to make money. And the Patreon's there because if you see my stuff and you like my stuff and you're like, wow, I want this guy to keep making stuff all the time, and I want him to make this, and I want him to make that. If you're that person, then fire up your PayPal account and hit my Patreon and say, hey, I'll give you $1, I'll give you $2, I'll give you this, I'll give you that for every video you make. And then that money goes into my account and will promptly be used to pay for video games. Or, in some cases, to pay off some of these bills if they come up. But games and controllers and stuff like that are my priority for Patreon money, you know? Worst case scenario, it'll go to maintaining my my license on XSplit and my PlayStation Plus every 3 months. Best case scenario, I'll upgrade my laptops or get new recording computers, period, or I'll do this or I'll do that. You know, it's not money I'm just gonna take and go out and buy like Transformers figures or something stupid like that, or ooh, I need this new D&D book, or wow, I really want DBZ cards. No, that's my money on my time that I get that stuff with. Patreon money goes to the channel. I mean, worst case scenario might go to an extent to a credit card bill where I use that particular card to buy games previously, you know, to help offset those costs. But I intend fully, unless something major comes up, like for whatever reason, I can't make electric that month. In that case, you bet your ass I'm going to fire up the Patreon account and pay my electric bill, because that's kind of imperative. If I don't have electricity, I can't record, you know. Well, I can record computer games, but only for a couple hours until my battery kicks out on me. Okay, what was the other thing I wanted to do? That was the thing I wanted to do. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna mark this right here as the end of the wall. This is the last green bit right here. I'm gonna put a torch here just to be sure. That's the last bit of ground with green. I'll come back in a little while, or maybe tomorrow, not tomorrow, but next week. And if it's moved beyond there, then I know the grass will grow all the way to my house. Otherwise, I might need, oh sorry, to break out the glass roofs again. And the yawn is because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, because I do shit like that. What I just did is incorrect. Okay, we're gonna go up and try and find a horse. I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna happen. If I give them this, it's just gonna set down like a cake, and they're just gonna fucking graze off it. But hey, at least I'll know. What? Nope. No progress. Time to find the animals again. Yay. Do you care about the hay? Here, have some wheat and make a baby. Baby cows. Yeah, baby cows. Where's my... There it is. Sheep shearing device. I'ma clip you. I'ma clip you, make you naked. I'ma clip you naked, sheeps. I think I may have just seen pumpkins. No, those aren't pumpkins. Those are dead bushes. And an egg. You know, I need to start practicing my Mega Man again. And part of me wants to do it now and start getting ready to race fee, and part of me really is thinking better of doing that. Not the race, but doing it now. Because I need a laptop that's not going to lag all the fuck, you know? Because for whatever reason, this one doesn't like to be a recording laptop. And I really wish I'd listened to Jay when he told me to get the other one. But I wanted the printer. And you know what? That printer's really paid off for me in a big way. Nonetheless, this thing's kind of a nightmare to record with. And if I can get my old computer online again, reliably to record, I'm going to. Because that thing was very good at what it did. And what it did was properly record my footage. No lag, no bullshit. Sure, I couldn't stream, but I don't want to stream right now. I want to record without lag. I want to go on Skype and talk to Fee while I'm racing her and recording. And from what happened with Henri, that's barely an option for me. I may be able to do it, I may not. But I'm lagging out in fucking Minecraft in places. And I'm not running Skype. Admittedly, I do have Internet Explorer open, which is eating up some of my power, but still. Back in the day, that wouldn't even do it for my old computer, so... Just some nice little bullshit that I gotta deal with. Okay, do I really want to start the ship now or work on the ship right now? It is looking a little more ship-like, though, I will say that. Though not completely. I need to work on a little bit of this back here. That's one of those projects that I'll probably finish, but it's not a huge priority to do so. It's more something to distract me. Yeah, it doesn't matter what biomes are in this game, there's always a fucking mushroom continent. And this one is located here. Come on, little guy, let's get you to land. Now you're naked and you're wet. Stay on land, you dumb sheep. More pumpkins! Woohoo! Pumpkins! Pumpkins are awesome. So yeah, we gotta get my roommate a job and or his W-2. I don't care which happens first, as long as it happens soon, because we still have bills to pay. We still got the electric and the cable. He's gonna try and get some money from his uncle in the meantime. Oh, dear God. What a drop. Okay. We're gonna play a little game. It's called Don't Fucking Die. And it's real simple. I do this so that I don't fucking die. And then I really, really hope it works. What? Are we done? What do you know? We're done. Saved by the bell. Woo! So hopefully next week I'll have some better news for you. But for now, this has been This Week in Kyrix, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!